everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to review the EX1 Invisiwear Liquid Foundation. If you haven't heard of this brand, it was designed by a makeup artist and she specifically had olive skin and yellow undertones in mind when she designed it. I'll put some more information about the brand down below in the description box, but if you saw my what I got for Christmas video, you'll have seen that I got one of these in the shade F400. I had heard so many great reviews on YouTube, on people's blogs, and I recently also heard that I think Adele had this foundation on at the Brit Awards, so it's just had amazing reviews all over the place, and now I think a lot of people are talking about it. I still haven't really made up my mind how I feel about this foundation. I've tried it on and off since I got it for Christmas, but I'm just going to start off with a little bit of a backstory as to how I now have two of them. So I asked for the shade F400, and before Christmas I went onto their website and they had a MAC comparison chart. So it said that if you are an NC42 at MAC, which is what I am, the shade F400 would be perfect for you. As you can see, this is way too dark for my skin. It oxidizes a lot, so it only becomes darker throughout the day. It just makes me look very, very orange, and I'm really not into that look. I put it onto my skin just to show you, and I went off and did my eyebrows just to give it a bit of time to sit, and I think you'll be able to see that as time's gone on it has become slightly darker. I also don't see the yellow undertone in this foundation at all. If anything, it's just very orange, so I was really disappointed with it, but I still refuse to believe that it wasn't right. I honestly thought there was something wrong with the packaging, that maybe they put the wrong product or the wrong label in the bottle, just because I've gone to so much effort to find other bloggers that also wear the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC42, so that I knew they were the exact same skin tone as me. But I do also remember seeing that at the time that I was looking at reviews, a lot of them were 3 or 4 years old. So I thought maybe they've changed the formula or they've just mixed up the packaging. So I emailed EX1 to tell them what I thought, and I said, look, I don't understand, could you have made a mistake? And she said, no, it's been the same, we haven't changed the formula, but she kindly sent me out the shade F300, which is the lighter shade. As soon as I saw it, I was a little bit scared because it is so pale in comparison to my skin tone. I was a little bit worried, and I went back to try and find the chart on their website, but that's no longer there. I did manage to Google it, and it said that the shade F300 is suitable for people up to NC40, which I know is way too pale for my skin, but I thought, let me go ahead and try it anyway. But as you can see, this one definitely matches my skin a lot better. I did have a look at it in natural daylight after I put it on, and it does look a touch too pale, but I don't think it's anything too noticeable and nothing that a bit of contour and bronzer can't fix. It just sort of adds that warmth back in that I feel that it misses from this foundation. It's a very light coverage foundation. I'm quite lucky that I don't have any scars or a lot of pigmentation. I mean, I do around my mouth, but I normally can cover that with a medium to full coverage foundation or a concealer. I did put a little bit more on just to build it up on the areas of my skin where I've got a few blemishes, and I don't think it covered them that well. It was fine for daytime wear, it doesn't bother me that much, and that is kind of the area where I drag my concealer down anyway, so that didn't bother me. But I feel like if you have a lot of scarring or pigmentation or blemishes or anything like that on your skin, I don't think it'll be heavy enough coverage for you. For me, this is a great daytime foundation. I wouldn't wear this on a night out. One thing that I really do like about this foundation is that it's a matte finish, but I have tried other matte finish foundations before and they feel really cakey, really heavy on the skin, and I feel like I have foundation on, which I'm not always a big fan of. This, you just can't feel anything. It really is like liquid skin, and that is definitely one of the things that I do like about it. On the back of the bottle it says true colour pigments, evens out skin tone and corrects imperfections for the perfect coverage that is almost invisible, and it's oil free. I have to say that now that the weather's changed, my skin's gone back to being a bit combination oily, and I do find that throughout the day I get an oily T-zone, but however with this foundation it hasn't happened, and I do keep going back to the mirror and I'm just amazed at how long it lasts. So That is really impressive. I've had this foundation on for about 5 hours today, and as you can see, there's no shine on my face other than my highlight. I did make the mistake of putting my highlight on my forehead down the bridge of my nose, but you can tell that that's just highlighter and it's not oil. So I do think it's great for people with oily skin. Even for normal skin, I think you could use this foundation for any skin type, including dry skin. Normally I would avoid matte foundation if you have dry skin, but this feels quite, it almost seeps into the skin, and because it doesn't sit on the skin or feel very cakey, I don't think it would enhance the dryness in your skin. And if you are a little bit worried, I would recommend just mixing a bit of moisturiser into it. You could turn it into like a tinted moisturiser because it is very pigmented, so I think that that would work really, really well. Moving on to the packaging, I actually really like this packaging. I like the copper detailing at the top and the bottom. It just makes it look a lot more expensive than it is. I forgot to mention actually that it's £12.50 for 30ml. 30ml is about the average amount of product that you get with most foundations, and for £12.50 it is such a bargain. I'm actually really glad to have found a drugstore product that more or less matches my skin. It is a plastic bottle and it does come with a pump, which is always really handy, but I will say that the pump isn't that great. It's really weird that this one doesn't squeeze out the same amount of product each time, and it kind of splurts out sometimes, so you can end up with loads of little bits. You never get too much, which is always good, but I'll just try and show you. Okay, well this time it obviously worked. Let me try again. I don't know if you got that. A little bit that came out, so you kind of need to wait for the air to go back up. I don't really know how a pump works, but yeah, so the pump's a bit weird, but yeah, for £12.50 that really doesn't bother me at all. I actually prefer that it's plastic because it makes it lightweight, really travel friendly, and I really like the packaging. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll see that I have been going back and forth with this foundation so much. The amount of times I've snapped to say, what do you guys think? I'm really not sure, and I've tried mixing the two shades together, but that really doesn't work for me. I thought I might be able to create my perfect shade by mixing them, but the F400 is just way too orange, but I just feel like they have different undertones and it just doesn't work. So the F300 is the one that I will be sticking with. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think that I would repurchase this foundation, at least I don't think so at the moment. It's the best match that I've ever found to my skin in anything that's so affordable. I would call it drugstore. I don't know if that's correct, but for £12.50 I would call it drugstore. The only reasons I wouldn't repurchase it is because it's not quite a perfect match to my skin, and also because I don't always love a matte finish. Recently I've been loving dewy skin, but not too dewy. I just want my skin to look almost as natural as possible, not either extreme, if that makes sense. But I do think it will last me for a very long time, and there's quite a lot of product in here and I don't see myself wearing it every day. When it comes to summer, I may fall in love with it a bit more because I will want a bit more of a matte finish just when things are getting a bit warmer. But I do recommend this foundation, especially if you're looking for something with a yellow undertone, something that's affordable. The only thing that I would say is just don't go by their colour chart. I just think it's way off the mark. In fact, I think F400 is probably an NC 45 maybe. I have heard they now sell them in Topshop, which is great, so if you can get yourself there and just get colour matched or somehow get a sample or try somebody else's, then I would highly recommend that. As you know, I'm not a big fan of shopping online, especially for foundation, and this is the reason why, but now I'm finally happy with the shade F300. If you've tried this foundation, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I really want to know what shades people wear in comparison to what they are at MAC. Let me know what you think of my foundation. I have it on at the moment. I do have a lot of contour, bronzer, blush and all the rest of it going on, but I think you can see it, and like I said, I've had it on for about 5 hours now. So do leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think. I have also filmed a tutorial for this makeup look, so if you want to see how I did this, then please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. You can do so by clicking here and you'll be notified as soon as the video goes up. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!